Hello everyone, and this is another lesson. Let's go start it with reading sentences, make questions for the answers on the right. Now, here is the form where you should be putting the questions, and this is the answer. I'm going to work it out here with you on the notepad, and let's get used to start it. Like number one says, Mr. Al-Ghamdi told the reporter about the first aid. So if we want to analyze the sentence into Mr. X, then he told, then told whom? The reporter. Then about first aid. All right. So we got like four parts of the sentence here. This is the subject, and this is the verb, and then we follow on with the object, the person who is told to, and then this is the rest of the sentence where there is a continuation of the sentence or the topic about it or just the extra info. Now, if we want to ask about like the person who is the subject, this is the missing part. So we're going to say who, and then we're going to follow on with the same thing like told, the reporter, about first aid. Okay, all right. But if we're going to ask about, so this is A, right? Now, if we're going to ask about something else, which is the reporter, we want to ask about the reporter, which is the object. So we really need to work on, work on changing the entire sentence structure, and we're going to say like who, and then we're going to use the past tense with a we're going to change the verb form into two verbs, is in did and then tell, because we want to change, we're not going to say told, because if we're going to use told again, we're asking about the subject. So who did tell, who did tell the reporter about, who did tell Mr. Al-Ghamdi about first aid? So Mr. X, then about first aid. Well, hold on, we didn't finish. Someone might be screaming here, someone who knows more. But here's the point it goes. Who did tell Mr. X about first aid? No, you're actually going to change it differently, and we're going to say, who did Mr. X tell about first aid? So that's how it works, okay? Now, if we want to ask about something else, like the extra information, which nobody knows about, the info, okay? So we're going to basically start by asking what, using the word, question word what, because what is something is a question word. It's used for indication to think. So we're going to say what, and then what do you think? We're gonna use a verb, and then what did tell Mr. X to the reporter. And yeah, we're gonna need to make some changes here because it's still not the thing we're looking for. So we say, what did Mr. X tell the reporter about? Well, he told them about first aid. So there you go. Again, I'm just going to review out fast for you. If I'm going to ask about the subject, I'm going to keep the sentence the same in the question form. And if I'm going to ask about the object, I'm going to kind of change the verb into did as the one that will function as the past tense, and then I'm going to use the same verb in the past form, in the simple form, sorry. And then I'm going to change the order of the subject and the two verbs and put in between, keeping the last information part the same. If I want to know more about like what is the information being told, so I'm gonna just play with the verb again the same way, using did as in function of the past, and tell as in the verb that is in a simple form, keep the subject in between and just put the object here. Remember that you need to use about is the information word, and that's it for this lesson. We're going to continue next time. Thank you for listening.